The air crackles with anticipation. Out on the hardwood, a new era is about to begin, one echoing with the sounds of relentless determination and the pursuit of greatness. Long before her name echoed through arenas and tickered across every sports headline, Caitlin Elizabeth Clark was just a girl in West Des Moines, Iowa, lost in the rhythm of a bouncing basketball. But this wasn't child's play. It was instinct, purpose, obsession. In a world where many chase trophies and attention, Caitlin chased something much more personal: the need to prove herself. Every challenge was a silent dare, every game a personal test. Growing up as the middle child between two brothers, competition wasn't an occasional thrill, it was constant. Whether it was school projects, family board games, or sports, Caitlin didn't just want to win, she needed to. It wasn't about attention. It was about identity. And even from a young age it was clear, this girl wasn't built like the rest. Athleticism ran through her bloodline. Her father Brent had played basketball and baseball in college, and her grandfather had coached football. But Caitlin's drive went beyond heritage. She didn't just inherit ability. She carved out greatness with discipline and a hunger that never faded. By age 5, she had already mastered the basics most kids struggle with, dribbling with precision and control. While other children dabbled in hobbies, Caitlin was diving headfirst into multiple sports, racking up wins and experience. In soccer, she scored 26 goals in just 6 games. She played volleyball, tennis, softball, golf, and even piano. But basketball had already claimed her soul. The love wasn't casual. It was fierce and fiery. And when the absence of girls' leagues forced her into boys' competitions, she didn't flinch. Instead, she sharpened her skills against tougher, faster opponents, gaining an edge that would define her future. How does someone so young know what they're meant for? How does a teenager walk into a gym and redefine the limits of what's possible? At just 13, Caitlin joined the elite AAU Iowa attack team, competing against older girls and holding her own with sharp court vision and fearlessness. She made difficult shots look easy and fired passes that stunned even seasoned coaches. Then, in her junior year at Dowling Catholic High School, the moment came that would change everything. Caitlin Clark scored 60 points in a single game, including 13 three-pointers. In one night, she became a local legend. But she didn't stop there. She led the state in scoring twice, claimed titles like Miss Iowa Basketball and Gatorade Player of the Year, and was crowned Iowa's Athlete of the Year. By the time she graduated, she had 2,547 points under her belt, 4th all-time in state history, and had already proven that her name belonged next to greatness. When she arrived at the University of Iowa in 2020, the world was on pause. The pandemic had quieted the crowds, but it couldn't quiet Caitlin Clark. Her debut shattered expectations. 27 points, sharp defense, commanding leadership. 4 weeks later, she notched her first career triple-double. Even on an off-shooting night, she delivered flawless passes and orchestrated the offense like a veteran. That was the Caitlin Clark signature. When the shot didn't fall, the will never wavered. Her coach, Lisa Blutter, would later call her one of the rarest players the sport had ever seen. That season, Caitlin shattered Nebraska's single-game scoring record with a 39-point explosion and ended the year leading all Division I players in scoring. She also set records for freshmen in almost every offensive category and brought Iowa back into national relevance with a Sweet 16 finish and a Big Ten tournament run. And through it all, she played with joy, fire, and grace. But Clark wasn't satisfied. In her sophomore season, she pulled off something unprecedented, leading the entire country in both scoring and assists. No one had done that before in Division I women's basketball. She averaged nearly 27 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds a game, defying the limits of traditional positions. She was the scorer. She was the playmaker. She was the engine. Defenders tried everything. They fouled her hard, pulled at her jersey, and made every drive a war zone. But Clark didn't shrink. She stared down pressure and played through pain. She didn't need to retaliate with words. Her game spoke louder. She became a national obsession, a ratings magnet, and a symbol of what women's basketball could be when given the spotlight. In 2023, she carried Iowa to its first Final Four since 1993. In the Elite Eight, she dropped a 41-point triple-double on Louisville. Something never done in NCAA history, not even by the men. Then came the ultimate test: undefeated South Carolina. The basketball world watched as Caitlin Clark dismantled them with brilliance, scoring or assisting on every point in a game-defining fourth quarter. She snapped their 42-game win streak and sent Iowa to the national championship. Though the final against LSU ended in heartbreak, with a loss, Clark's star only grew brighter. Her 30-point effort, including a championship record for three-pointers, showed the world this wasn't a moment. It was a movement. Her senior year was pure legend. On February 15, 2024, Caitlin etched her name into history books again, surpassing Kelsey Plum as the NCAA women's all-time leading scorer. That night, she dropped 49 points and 13 assists, breaking more records in a single game than most do in a career. Just weeks later, in a matchup against Ohio State, she made history once more, passing Pete Maravich's long-standing Division I scoring record and becoming the top scorer in NCAA basketball history, man or woman. The moment was surreal, but Caitlin barely flinched. There were no tears, no theatrics. Her eyes stayed locked on the next play. Fame never distracted her. The game always came first. Her dominance sparked a cultural shift. Fox Sports introduced the Caitlin Cam on TikTok, streaming every offensive move she made. Fans who never cared for women's basketball tuned in, captivated by her skill and swagger. In March 2024, during the Big Ten tournament, she recorded a triple-double stat line the world had never seen: 30 points, 17 assists, and 10 rebounds. She powered Iowa back to the Final Four and nearly to another national title. Although they fell short again, Clark's impact was undeniable. On April 15, 2024, she was selected first overall by the Indiana Fever in the WNBA draft, entering the league with expectations that seemed impossible. Unless, of course, your name was Caitlin Clark. The WNBA was a different beast. Her debut was electric. 20 points, flashes of brilliance, but also marred by 10 turnovers. Veteran defenders tested her from the first whistle. She was fouled more than any rookie that season, suffering 111 personal fouls, ranking 11th league-wide. A brutal off-ball hit from Kennedy Carter left her flat on the court, forcing the league to intervene. For the first time, Clark's body began to falter. Injuries kept her out of games. A new and painful reality. But quitting? That wasn't in her DNA. Instead, she adapted. With performance coach Sarah Kessler, Clark began a transformative strength program. Intense, specific, and brutal. Single-leg workouts, isometric balance drills, one-arm strength training. It wasn't glamorous, but it was necessary. She added creatine to her recovery routine, sparking controversy and debate, but the results spoke louder than any headline. By March 2025, a photo of her new physique went viral. The girl from Iowa now looked like a machine. Stronger, faster, more prepared for the rigors of pro ball. When asked about it, Caitlin said it simply. She didn't do it for attention. She did it to survive. And survive she did. Her rookie season rewrote the record books. She notched 337 assists, the most ever by a rookie, and 769 points, also a record. Her 122 three-pointers smashed the previous benchmark. She had a 19-assist night against Dallas that created 66 points, breaking a record set by Diana Taurasi in 2006. She became the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double. Not once, but twice. And joined an elite group that included only legends. By the end of the season, she led all rookies in every major category, was named Rookie of the Year nearly unanimously, and earned a first-team All-WNBA selection. Something almost unheard of for a newcomer. Off the court, her story was just as compelling. In August 2023, Caitlin's relationship with Connor McCaffrey, the son of Iowa's men's basketball coach, became public. Their romance wasn't flashy. It was supportive, quiet, and deeply respectful. As the demands of fame mounted, their bond stayed strong. Her family remained her anchor. Her dad Brent recognized her talent before anyone else. Her mom shielded her from the noise. Her brothers pushed her to compete harder. Together, they kept her grounded when the world around her seemed to spin too fast. But Clark's heart wasn't just for the game. In October 2023, she launched the Caitlin Clark Foundation, dedicated to youth sports, education, and nutrition. Within months, it raised major funds and supported programs like the Coralville Community Food Pantry. She gave back long before she made it big, showing the world that her impact would reach far beyond the three-point line. From a determined kid in Iowa with fire in her eyes to the face of a basketball revolution, Caitlin Clark's journey has been anything but ordinary. She didn't just change the game, she elevated it. She didn't just survive the pressure, she mastered it. And with every record broken, every shot made under pressure, and every obstacle turned into fuel, she inspired a generation to believe that greatness doesn't ask permission, it demands action. If Caitlin Clark has shown us anything, it's that grit, vision, and relentless heart can move mountains, and sometimes, change the sport forever. If this story inspired you, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories that celebrate the real grit behind greatness. Thanks for watching.